Hello, this might be a short stream, but we're gonna try to debug the bug. Debug the bug. Gonna try to debug the bug. I mean, this is correct. Except, wait, why is it big? Member defin is tag pointer. Why are we saying big? What? What? Wait, let's double check this. Member defin. Type definition. Pointer 2. That should not be big. So I'm confused. I don't even know if this is the bug, but it should not be big. It should not be big. A pointer is not big. I mean, it's not that big. It's mildly big. Oh, wait. Was I just printing the value of big wrong? Because if we were over here, that's in the else. So maybe we weren't big. Maybe I'm hallucinating. It should say big equals false. Yeah. Okay, wait. I was confused. I don't know why. Okay. That makes sense. It should be false. It is false. R value plug register and then instruction load. Okay. So when we look at the code of the universe here, we load the L value of the struct. We're doing that. That is the pointer that we want, I think. Right? Wait, no. This is a load. This is not a lee. This is a move. So we're already doing this at line 4050. That's maybe from the previous cast. Why don't I use Remedy BG? I use it sometimes. It's not nice enough that I care. It's like I'm used to Visual Studio, so there is some friction in switching, and Remedy is weird. Like it seemed very promising, and then it just seemed like development kind of stopped. So it's just not quite nice enough that I want to use it, I guess. It could be really nice by now if he kept doing stuff on it. I mean, I don't know. I haven't downloaded a new copy in a while, so maybe it is nicer and I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, anyway, so this actually gives us actually what we want, and then we're dereferencing it here. So let me just at line 4050. So if the value number greater than or equal to 0, oh, okay, hold on. Line 4050, site L0 is 26. Four oh five oh. All right. We're emitting a cast that's emitting a cast. Are these backwards, first of all, is my question. So when we're here, decal identifier, handle's Messiah. Okay, so this is an indirection. First we do dereference handle. And that's okay, wait. Is that not what this means? Yeah, oh, it is. Left is cast expression, right? So that should be the base struct. I think these are backwards. What's the take on Rad Debugger right now? I just haven't tried it yet. If I had unlimited money, would I still make games? Probably, but I would probably be paying people to make a bunch of games. Switching tools when you're super busy and having to learn them is really taxing. Yes. Yes. Because it always decreases your productivity in the short term. And if you're in the middle of a project, it's just not that great to do that. Like between projects is a nice time when you can like reset, change tools, get used to them and all that. NatViz support would go a long way. Yeah. I don't even think NatViz is that good. Like honestly, NatViz is kind of shitty, but it's better than not having anything, right? Doesn't Rad Debugger have its own thing that's probably better than NatViz anyway? Yeah. So I'm just sort of waiting till people tell me that it's good and or till I'm between projects, right? Transition from NatViz might be hard. I don't even use NatViz because I can't figure out how to make it work consistently. Like someone who worked for me a couple years ago made a NatViz file for the compiler, and I don't even load it anymore because it's fucking annoying because like it's part of what it does is like auto cast the subclasses of the syntax tree nodes by looking at the enum and stuff, but it like only works at top level for some reason. Like if I click down into things, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and I have no idea why. And it's just like things that are inconsistent have a mental tax attached to them, and I would rather just not have it than have something that's inconsistent, right? Do I think in this oversaturated game market it makes sense to focus on reaches and building a fan base? I mean, what are people going to be fans of if you don't give them something to enjoy? How do you build a fan base by just saying I want a fan base? That's not how it works. Do you build a fan base by giving people things that interest them? Releasing builds of your game. Well, maybe. I mean, that's certainly how some people try and do it. Releasing demos and free games. I see. I mean, maybe, but like the problem is there's so many games that if you don't put much effort in because it's free, then you need some other way that it differentiates itself. If you have a good plan for what that is, then that might work, right? Back in a second, grabbing a little snack. Okay. People associate you for free stuff. They might not want to buy something that you release for pay. I don't know. I mean, I agree that's a hypothetical problem, but that might not be a real problem. Okay. Are these casts even in the right order? If we answer that question, I could even just go to bed and I will have made a small amount of progress. Okay. So here on the inside, we are doing a struct dereference. This is well, what's left? It's a struct. Of course, it's in direction. That does not sound right. This is the frickin'. What? How does anything in this compiler work? Um, okay, well, not anything, but how do these usings even work? All right. Um, so this declaration. So this is identifier.test struct, right? Or indirection. Wait, it's indirection dot what? That doesn't even make sense. This is not a member of this struct. Get offset of legit struct dereference. How is that possible? Okay, hold on. Let's trace down into this. Because I think we're just not noticing that this is not in fact a legit struct dereference. Maybe. Or maybe I'm confused. That happens sometimes. There's no substitution. We have the scope entry. Get offset of entry. There's no import link, thankfully. Okay. Literally nothing here validates this. So I think we're just, when there's multiple as is deep, we're just generating incorrect code. It's backwards. And we just don't notice because they're usually at the top of a struct. That would be a doozy if that's true. So one thing I could do to detect this is I could assert that this declaration is a member. So the declaration should have a linear allocation pointer. And that linear allocation tells us oh, it doesn't tell us the owning segment in this case. See, we want to know where it's stored, which sort of is the scope that it's in, but not always because of hygienic macros. Right? So how do I deal with this? How do I deal with this? We could, if it's a debug build, well, we could just say if it's inside a macro expansion block, we could punt on the check. I want a debug check in here because if I'm going to fix the bug, being able to catch it early without having to stare at stuff really hard is a good idea. Right? So like this is even nonsensical because here cast expression. Oh, it is a struct. Okay. Oh wait, right, that's the indirection. Um so again, we're trying to look up test struct inside indirection. Lowercase test underscore struct. So indirection is using this, which is using that. So I don't. I mean, it's confusing because of the using, right? Because you could get to this cast in two ways. No, you couldn't because we. Okay. No, you couldn't. Because this using does make an import link for this, but um, actually, here's an idea. Let's cut these out and make sure it still does the same thing. Simplify the test case, right? Whoops. Yeah, so we're still doing the same thing. It crashes. So let's even do this. Don't bother passing that. Don't bother passing that. So even less. The old one was 14, 15 instructions. This one's one less instruction. Yay. Okay. So fine. Okay, so what do we do here? I mean, the problem is I probably invalidated my breakpoints a little bit by doing this. The line number ones wouldn't have. Anyway, let's just keep going here. So, right? Okay, there actually is good reason for this, for having done what I just did. Okay, this probably won't break correctly again, sadly. Let's see if it does. We're ending up down here again because this one's a breakpoint by line number. And maybe that's fine. Um, so this is this line again, the 4050. And it actually would be fine if it were by itself. Let me actually try something else. We're just changing the offset. Oh, God. Okay, so I put offsets because um yeah. Then it just helps us see like if we added numbers in the wrong order and stuff. Right? Okay, so here 4050. I mean, this is a little bit of a wasted instruction each time. But whatever. I think. Okay, anyway, what line is the call on now? It's on line 28. So line 28, V6 stack plus OX50. Okay. We will go V6 plus 64. And then we go I mean, like, it's kind of stupid again, wasted instruction here, but whatever. Let's look at that for a second. 4024. If big, and then 4031. I see. So it's different calls to this. It's not like if it was the same call to this, it would be pretty easy probably to just say, oh, just add the numbers. Don't make another instruction. But it's not. It's not. Okay, let's look back at this. So assume this is the right stack address. I mean, this is... So we have test struct is defined at line 21. So that's stack plus OX20. All right. 22 is the declaration of handle. And okay, yes, this all makes sense. Okay, line 23 is a definition of indir. We got load stack plus OX40, right? That's just the address of our output value, which is this indirection struct, OX40. And indirection is big, so that includes this OX50 that we do later, which is starting to be a little sus. Nobody should be at stack plus OX50, by the way, because OX40 is the start of the indirection. We got 64 trash bytes. So that's just wrong. Okay. Okay. So we clear it to 0, as you would expect. V4 stack plus OX28. Which is going to be the address of handle. And we mem copy V5, V3 plus 64. Okay, that makes sense. Those are the 64 junk bytes. We mem copy this handle into there. Okay. However, even this is weird because, okay, this is 24 bytes, right? We copy 24 bytes. That makes sense. It's 16 plus 8, 24. Like Kiefer Sutherland. So why is it at stack plus OX28? Because OX40 minus OX28, oh, it's 24. Never mind. For some reason, I was like, it's 16, no, it's 24. All right, so that's fine. So this is all good. Now, V6 stack plus OX50. I don't know why we're getting stack plus OX50. That is wrong. That is wrong at line 4050, and that's no surprise. I guess we were saying it's wrong, but this is the first verifiable thing that's wrong, because OX50 is 16 bytes into past OX40, right? Which is the head of the thing defined at line 23, this indirection. So that's 16 bytes into this array. That is the wrong ass place. It is the wrong ass place. It's the wrong ass place. Okay. Confirmed. I can go to bed anytime I want now. We made progress. So yeah, 4050 is wrong. And I believe that's where we have our breakpoint. It's just, I don't think we're running. It's 28 now. Yeah, let's rerun with everything. Everything, 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 everything. Kiss of blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so the reason this is happening is because again, our declaration is 16 bytes in. Right? So again, we're this is indirection, and the declaration again is the wrong one. And I was doing all this to make sure we're not confused, but I came to this conclusion a long time ago, right? So this is test struct, which is like, that's the wrong ass place. That's in this thing. So the reason we're going 16 bytes in is to skip this, but we need to do this. So how did this ever work? And the answer is because. All right. How do we have 1,000 testers and this only just got reported? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. What is this called? Do cast via as. We're literally writing the function we want. Make implicit cast. All right. Go to definition. Okay. So this is the bad cast. Nick Cave in the bad cast. So tomorrow when I'm fresh, all we're going to do, I also have to go to bed because I got to be up at 7 something doing stuff. Okay. Do cast via as, right? And we just have to figure out why we are doing the wrong thing. And it's probably just, you know, this is wrong. Right? So substitute is going to be our thing, test struct, yes. Given is going to be our outer struct, right? Oh, not inferred type. Given. Given is... Wait, no! Oh. Really? Okay, wait. So we looked it up correctly. We're just doing the wrong cast somehow. So handle does have a member test struct. Yes, sir. Okay. So substitute. Boom. We got it. Given wanted is test struct. Yes, sir. Given handle. Okay, this is actually all correct. It is okay so far. So the okay. The problem is this switchable expression given, right? Wait, this should be null. It's not. Okay. So I think it's confusing, right? We called find compatible anonymous member. We found the one, but we're actually calling from out here. So that should not. This part is wrong. Passing the switchable expression given to do the cast on that is wrong. The problem is without that, yeah, we have to go the other direction. We have to go the other direction. We have to, from out here, right? We have to call this and like maybe this, because this can trace out a path, right? So maybe this returns instead of casting switchable expression given, it returns a struct that's like, here's the base type, here's the member type. Yeah. Okay. I get it. I get it. Did I go dancing? Dude, I went dancing twice today. Is the announcement that you announced announcing being announced soon? Someday. Yeah, I am using. Yeah, can't you see the cursor? Can't you see the cursor? I mean, I know it's thin. I know it is a thin line. There is definitely a cursor here. All right, we made progress. I'm gonna go to bed. Um, but yeah, I think we just need to reevaluate how this works. Because we are not allowed to pass switchable expression given. That's no good. Um, does this actually use that directly, or is it just check the types match? Switchable. No, it's just doing check the types match. And that is calling this here, but in the recursion, and then it's doing this. Okay, so we need a way around that. We need a way around that. I don't think it should be that hard. It's just some of these things are confusing. You know, like that's why I did it wrong, is because I was confused. I kind of know why I thought it was okay to pass switchable expression given. It's not really, though. So, what we really just need to draw out is like, look, in one of these situations, what are the casts that we need to generate, right? And the problem is they're going in the opposite order. So, we really want to do from this is return an incomplete cast and then shove our switchable expression on the inner one. And then for outer ones, we put the next cast. So we reverse the cast order and put the switchable expression on the very inside. Okay. So basically here, where we say there's no switchable expression, we actually just want to leave the slot null and fill it in. And the question is, how do we know to do that only if we're in find compatible anonymous member being called from this location? And the answer is we should have call flags up in the arguments here. Outer flags, yes. So we can make an outer flag that says this is inside find compatible anonymous member, so it's okay to leave the slot blank. If we call that, then we leave the slot blank. And then upon return from find compatible anonymous member, we put the switchable expression given in the slot. Um, except that we may have to cursor down multiple. It's cursor. We're using cursor. We may have to cursor down multiple casts to get there. Okay, so that's a plan. I have a plan for how I'm going to fix this tomorrow when I'm fresh. I vaguely like this plan, although the question is it too complicated? Right? Um, maybe. Maybe. Wow, thanks for the raid. We're about to sign off, so we're just going to raid someone else. That's life in the wasteland, though. It's life in the wasteland. Who can we raid now with our booty of raid benefaction? I mean, there's Randy. People like Randy, but isn't he using like Yeah. Um, Everyone's doing Advent of Code. That's ridiculous. Bit Summit demo. Is this guy programming? Well, no. Not currently. Arrow trap and then some. That looks like code.
Area 3D.
Is this GD script?
Put it there.
What the hell is this? Is that a TypeScript? C sharp? Okay, guys, the best we can do tonight is C sharp. Maybe the game is cool.
Wait, how do I access
All right, thanks everyone.
signal though?
I'm going to bed. See you later.
Access on body